I think there's more hype in that field than there is probable achievement. Yeah, so I don't think the world is going to be changed that much by machine intelligence. Some, but not hugely.
Okay, station 7.
Hi, Warren and Charlie. Thank you for everything. I'm David from Ginkgo Global, an investment manager in Shanghai. I've been here for 8 years. If investment's a sport in the Olympics, you are our champion team. So my question is, facing the fast-growing machine intelligence, how would you see the new competition impact the capital allocation productivity in the future? For Charlie, what is the first principle of capital allocation from general economic interest point of view? Thank you.
Well, 2 questions. Machine intelligence. I'm afraid the only intelligence I have is being provided by something that's not a machine. And I don't think I'm going to learn machine intelligence. Yeah, if you ask me how to beat the game of Go with my own intelligence, I couldn't do it. And I think it's too old for me to learn computer science. Generally, I think that the machine intelligence has worked. After all, a machine now can beat the best human player of Go. But I think there's more hype in that field than there is probable achievement. Yeah, so I don't think the world is going to be changed that much by machine intelligence. Some, but not hugely. And what was the other question?
Well,
one was machine intelligence.
I think he was getting at capital allocation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a general question. Generally speaking, we're always trying to get the best, to get something that's worth buying. And the human mind rejects that if you're in academia, because you could come in and make one declaratory sentence at the opening of the semester and you wouldn't have anything to do for the rest of your time. So people want to find some formula. It's what I call physics envy. These people want the world to be like physics, but the world isn't like physics outside of physics. And that false precision just does nothing but get you in trouble. So I would say you've got to master the general ideas, and you've got to work to improve your judgment slowly, the way all the rest of us had. And I don't think most individuals have much hope of individual gain from machine intelligence.
No, I don't. I'm impressed when machines beat Go or something of the sort, or even win the chess or whatever it may be. I don't really think they bring much to the table in terms of capital allocation or investing. And then I may be missing something entirely. Maybe I'm just blind to what's out there.
You're missing a lot of very remunerative fee-earning twaddle.
Yeah, well, that takes care of that. So we'll go on to station 8. Okay, station 10.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Warren. Good afternoon, Charlie. And my name is Yu Jun. I come from China, and I work for Hengtian Caifu Family Office. And we are serving high-worth individual clients in China. And you two will be my dream customer. I know your shareholder, Bill Gates, has a family office, which helping his wealthy. So my question is, do you have a family office? And what can we know what they do, anything for you? And if not, are you planning to have a family office in the future?
We already have a family office. It's sitting right here.
Yeah. We would be the last guys in the world to have a family office, actually. There are a lot of them around, but it's not something that fit the Munger family or the Buffett family. Charlie, you have anything?
Oh,
No, okay.
Warren, if we look at the performance of your equity investment portfolio the last 3 to 5 years, some of the strongest performances come from Visa and MasterCard, which put up returns that were 3 to 4 times greater than American Express. Unfortunately, your holdings of the two names, which we assume were held by Todd or Ted, have accounted for less than 1% of stock holdings on a combined basis the past 5 years, while American Express has tended to be a top 5 holding, accounting for 10% of the portfolio on average and closer to 8% of late. Given that all three firms benefit from powerful network effects along with valuable brands, were there any particular reasons Berkshire did not ramp up its stakes in Visa and MasterCard to more meaningful levels, especially during those years when American Express was struggling? After all, you've shown a willingness to own several stocks from the same industry, holding shares in several competing banks and buying stakes in all 4 domestic airlines in fairly equal amounts when you picked them up in late 2016.
Yeah, when Ted and Todd, or either one of them, I won't get into which one of them specifically bought, or for that matter, they could both have bought Visa and MasterCard. They were significant portions of their portfolio, and there was no embargo or anything on them owning those stocks because we had a big investment in American Express, and I could have bought them as well, and looking back, I should have. On the other hand, I think American Express has done a fabulous job, and now we own 17 and a large fraction percent of a company that not that long ago we may have owned 12%. We've done it without spending time and without, it's a company that has really done a fantastic job in a very competitive field where lots of people would love to take their customers away from them, but they have more customers than ever, and they're spending more money than ever. The customers are, and the international growth has accelerated. The small business penetration is terrific. It's really quite a business, and we love the fact we own it. Like I say, it didn't preclude me from in any way from buying MasterCard or Visa, and if I'd been as smart as Ted and Todd, I would have. Charlie?
Well, we would have been a lot better in all of our stock picking if we could do it in retrospect. But at the time, we have a big position in American Express, and there is one tiny cloud on the horizon of the payments processors, and that is the system of WeChat in China. And so it isn't as though there isn't a little cloud somewhere off in the, and I don't have the faintest idea how important that cloud is, and I don't think Warren does either.
No, payments are a huge deal worldwide, and you've got all kinds of smart people working in various ways to change the payment arrangements.
To destroy what we have now.
Sure. And you've got some very smart people that are building a company, and American Express made a decision a few years ago not to bid as low as somebody else did to retain the Costco business. And I think Charlie and I disagree on this, but I think it was a smart decision. He doesn't think it was a smart decision, but one of us will be right. And one of us will remind you that they were right. But if you look at American Express, it's a remarkable company. I mean, they came after them with Sapphire last year. People want that business, and payments are changing. And you can see in different countries, different ways things are going on in that. And there are a lot of people that will play the game of gaming the system and switch from one to another based on the rewards on this card or that and all of that sort of thing. But there also is I think there's a very substantial group for which American Express does something very special. And they keep capitalizing on that premier position with that group. And they're doing it successfully around the country, and you'll see in the first quarter, you've seen in the first quarter, we're in Britain and Mexico and Japan, you're seeing gains of 15% or better in local currencies, and the base is it's not tiny, but it's not huge, so there's a lot of room left to go in that, and and the small business penetration is good. The loan portfolios behave sensationally compared to really just about anybody. So I like very much our holdings of American Express. The first half, because of the accounting changes, they had to suspend their repurchase program for 6 months, but they've announced that they expect to renew it, and someday we'll even, we'll own a greater percentage of American Express, and it'll be a bigger company, in my opinion, and I think we'll do very well. But as Charlie says, nobody knows how payments for sure comes out, and nobody knows how autos for sure come out. And that is true of a great many businesses we're in, and we've faced it before. We used to buy things that were certain failures, like textiles and second-rate department stores and trading stamps in California. Now we just face things that face real difficulty. So we're actually moving up the ladder. Okay, station one.
Mr. Buffett, my name is Daphne Collier Starr. I'm 8 years old and live in New York City. I've been a shareholder for 2 years, and this is my second annual shareholders meeting. Berkshire Hathaway's best investments on which the company built its reputation have been in very capital efficient businesses, such as Coke, See's Candy, American Express, and Geico. But recently, Berkshire has made really big investments in a few businesses that require huge capital investments to maintain and that offer only a regulated low rate of return, such as Burlington Northern Railroad. My question to you, Mr. Buffett, is could you please explain why Berkshire's largest recent investments have been departed from your old capital efficient philosophy? And why specifically have you invested Burlington Northern instead of buying a capital efficient company like American Express?
You're killing me, Daphne. Yeah.
I'm certainly glad she's not 9 years old.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here thinking which of the 6 panelists we're going to bump next year and put you in. Well, I thought I was doing well when I bought that city service at 11. The answer is that we always prefer the businesses that earned terrific returns on capital, like a See's Candy when we bought it, or a good many of the businesses, and American Express, earns a terrific return on equity and has for a very long time. The fact that we buy a BNSF, Burlington Northern, means that essentially we can't get more money deployed in capital light businesses at prices that make sense to us. And so we have gone into more capital intensive businesses that are good businesses, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we could run the railroad without trains and track and tunnels and bridges and a few things? We get a decent return on the capital intensive businesses. We bought most of them at very decent prices, and they've been run very well since we bought them. We still love a business that takes very little capital and earns high returns and continues to grow and requires very little incremental capital. We can't deploy as much money as we have in doing that, and so is the second best choice still a good choice? The answer is yes. It's not as good as the best choice. Charlie?
Well, yes, I like the aspiration of that young lady. She basically wants a royalty on the other fellow's sales. And of course, that's a very good model. And if everybody could do that, why, nobody would do anything else. The reason we're satisfied with our utility returns and our railroad returns is they're quite satisfactory. And quite satisfactory. I wish we had two more just like them. Don't you, Warren?
Yeah, definitely.
So the answer is they're good enough, and you're asking us to get perfection. If you want us to have all our money in Coke at, say, 5% of what it's now selling for.
Yeah, and a business like Apple really doesn't take much capital, but so you've got to spend a lot of money to buy businesses like that. Very few are for sale, and the answer is we have not foregone any opportunity to buy businesses that earn high returns, very high returns on equity capital, or when we could buy them at a sensible price, to buy these other businesses. So they haven't shoved anything else off the table. But you definitely have a job in our capital allocation department.